your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Turned out to be a really nice day on this Wednesday with the sunshine, which is now less than an hour away from setting here. Gibson City on a Roofing Dog Eye at Gibson Area Hospital camera. Overall, looking at some pretty nice weather ahead over the next couple of days, with more of that sunshine expected to be around, and temperatures staying fairly mild as well. We're in the mid-50s here today. That's all we got to. Probably felt warmer when you compared it to yesterday when we were only in the 40s, but we're going to do even better as we hit the 60s the next couple of days. I will show you when maybe a 70-degree reading shows up, and have to talk a little bit about some rain as well when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
The drive-through coronavirus clinic was supposed to be testing people today. Why it was shut down before it even started.
This is a reality. That dying from this disease is here in our own community.
The number of COVID-19 deaths continues to mount. The latest on 2 here at a Central Illinois senior home.
It will impact our hospitals, our cities, our medicals, our roads.
And we're not talking about the coronavirus, why it's a day to be counted.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Our concern when we got the call was, is this going to be done under CDC guidance?
A COVID-19 testing site was shut down before it could open. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The drive-through testing would have been at the First Christian Church at the corner of Curtis and Staley in Champaign. Instead, the Public Health District suggested the opening be postponed. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live at the site now. So, Courtney, why was it shut down?
Well, church leaders say they were overwhelmed with calls and questions about the testing process. They then contacted the Public Health District, who advised them to postpone the opening.
What the church had said was they were getting a lot of questions, and there were a lot of comments and stuff all over Facebook.
That advice came from Public Health Administrator Julie Pride. She says she wanted to make sure CDC guidelines were being followed by Dr. Tom Plura, who would be overseeing the site. Those guidelines would mean not just everyone could get a test.
If people are doing it and they don't have symptoms and they're just testing because they, want to test and they don't have any real reason to test, yeah, that is taking up resources that could be better used.
However, Pride says the Public Health District alone does not have the authority to shut a testing site down. Rather, they make suggestions to anyone looking to provide testing. At that advice, this site was shut down. There is testing happening all over the U.S., including Illinois. Pride says that's something the Public Health District has considered doing themselves, but it's a massive undertaking.
When CUPHD did our drive-through clinic here, we had, we probably had 100 staff working. We had people here from our facility, from Christy, from Carl. This was for the mass vaccination clinic for when we did H1N1.
When and if people do go get tested, Pride says they always need to have safety in mind.
I certainly don't want people to pack into a car together to come and get tested and then be exposing each other that way. So again, you need to stay away from people, and that means in your car, that means in your home, that means in your place of business, and that means, everywhere you can, stay away from people.
In a statement from the church, they said they consulted with medical professionals as well as the Public Health District to make this decision, but they did not mention any word on a later date for the testing to be held here. However, Plura did mention to Pride that he was thinking about planning something at a different church, but she did not say what church that would be. Reporting in Champaign, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you so much. Another angle on the story, more than 100 people have been signed up for the clinic. The decision to cancel angered Plura, who watched it all unfold before police asked him to leave. Plura says he would have been able to give out 8,000 tests over several weeks, including to people without symptoms. That's where he and the Public Health District are at odds, and the church was caught in the middle.
The Christian church doesn't want to do it. I guarantee you one thing. I guarantee you I'm going to find a spot in Champaign County where I can do some testing for people who want to get tested.
Flora took the unused test kits back to his clinic on Green Street after he was kicked off the property. He says he'll use them in that space if he needs to, but wants to find somewhere else to set up another test site. Christian County is seeing its first deaths related to COVID-19. The news comes after 13 people living in a senior living facility tested positive. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin breaks down what we know about the people who died.
2 people who lived in the Rolling Meadows senior apartments in Taylorville died from coronavirus. Christian County Coroner Amy Winans confirmed the man and woman were both in their 80s but not related. Memorial Health Hospital leadership said they both died at Taylorville Memorial Health. The names of the man and the woman who died aren't being released right now. Winans says the county's health department is working on a follow-up investigation, but for now, the situation is difficult for those close to it.
Today is a tough day, but many of these are not just 2 cases in Christian County. These are 2 people whose family and friends are suffering the loss of loved ones from this virus that does not discriminate.
Christian County's public health department said the other 2 patients who went to the hospital from the senior home remain in the same condition. One is in intensive care and the other was released. A public health nurse is checking on remaining residents each day as they live under quarantine. In Springfield, Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Now, at this hour, the number of cases in the county remains at 14. 13 are connected to the senior facility. And those deaths in Christian County raised the state's total today. Public Health is reporting 42 more people have died, making this the deadliest day so far. That brings the total to 141. New York has seen the most deaths in the country at well over 1,900. Cases in Illinois jumped in the last 24 hours. There are now almost 1,000 new ones. That brings the total in this state to almost 7,000. Here in central Illinois, several counties are seeing more cases. Champaign County is now up to 38. McLean County 19 with 2 deaths. Sangamon County has 17 cases and also 2 deaths. OSF in Urbana is taking more precautions when it comes to keeping the hospital safe. There are now tents at entrances for patients to be screened before they can go inside. They're also restricting those allowed to visit. Patients who are critically ill or in labor can have 1 visitor at a time. OSF says they came to those decisions with CDC guidance.
We do have a very good internal plan. We have a community plan with our partners, and we have a statewide plan through OSF across the state. So we've got several different levels, like I said, that is scalable based on the transmission level in the community and the needs of our facility.
The hospital also says they're ready in case things get worse in the future. Right now they are running drills if they need to care for patients outside of the hospital. It affects almost everything we do. Why it's the day to make sure you are being counted. And also tonight.
It's kind of scary because we had no idea. He didn't have any symptoms or anything when he was around us.
For Illini, Mike Finke has been playing overseas. How the coronavirus outbreak has personally affected him and his season.
And we've had sunshine today, more of it to come the next couple of days as we kind of show you what's going on outside in Gibson City. Temperatures, again, not terrible, in the mid-50s. We had highs today that made it up into the mid and upper 50s, which is very close to average. When we come back, we're talking about warmer temperatures and a little bit of rain. Stay tuned.